The fallout from the controversial decision by US President Donald Trump to designate Jerusalem Al-Quds as Israel's capital continues. Tensions remain high in the occupied lands of Palestine, where angry protests against Trump's decision continue by the day. Trump's decision clearly undermined the so-called peace talks between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Now, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accused the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas of bringing the talks to a halt. He says Abbas's decision to boycott peace efforts led by the United States shows that he is not interested in resolving the decades-long conflict between Israel and the Palestinians. This has now put the Palestinian leader into the spotlight in what appears to be a complicated plan with many key parties involved. This past Tuesday, the Palestinian president paid a surprise visit to Riyadh to discuss the latest situation around Trump's declaration of Jerusalem Al-Quds as the capital of Israel. There were no official announcements regarding the agenda of the discussions, but there are now reports that Abbas was told to accept a US-sponsored plan for peace with the Israelis. This has now raised speculations that the Saudis are trying to formulate a new role for themselves in the so-called peace process between the Israelis and the Palestinians. And some even believe that the Saudis are pushing for the normalization of their relations with the Israelis on the pretext of the peace talks with the Palestinians.
This entire playbook has actually been written by Israel. It is being supported by the US, and it is going to be put into effect by Saudi Arabia. This is how they think it should play out, but it is actually not going according to the plan, because Mahmoud Abbas has both times said no to the conditions that were put forth by Salman. And I think even if there's a third time, he would still end up saying no as well.
Other indications have also appeared that show the Palestinians are increasingly skeptical of the true intentions of the Americans, specifically after Trump's Jerusalem move. This was specifically clear in remarks by Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, who recently said the US may even step further and recognize Israel as a Jewish state.
The US actually did declare Israel as a Jewish state in 1949 already. So basically what Haniyeh is saying may be true, that Donald Trump wants to reiterate that that recognition at this point, which in effect means that all the Palestinian refugees who have left cannot come back to Israel because it becomes a Jewish state. So recognizing Israel as a Jewish state can only happen if something like that has already taken place.
There will be more consequences on the way over Trump's declaration of Jerusalem Al-Quds as the capital of Israel. What is clear, though, is that the roles of some key players involved in this will sooner or later change. Saudi Arabia will be only one of them. To the same degree, it is very unlikely that Trump moved ahead with his controversial decision without some prior deliberations with the Saudis and the Israelis. These could all have been part of a carefully calculated plan that will affect not only the Palestinians, but the whole region.